Okay, it's noon on, or 1 o'clock Eastern on Monday, and here we are. Hey, Artie Dar. So it's going to be, who knows? Without Dee Dee streaming this morning, it might be weird because who knows? People went off and did stuff. Hey, Barbara. Barbara's here, so we're all good. Hi, Linda and Tim. Still keeping you guys in my prayers. So today's going to be a really weird day because I'm going to do something I've never done before. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I don't know. We may end up pulling out Pictionary. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Ruth. Thanks, you guys, for coming. Yeah, it was weird to get up prepared for Dee Dee, and then there was no Dee Dee, and I was like, oh, what do? I just sit here and do nothing for 4 hours. Hi, Jen. Hey, Bossy Butt. Cool video over the weekend, Devin. Your jelly plating is mind-boggling. Hey, Terry Brett. So what'd y'all do this morning without Dee Dee? Did you actually accomplish something? I'd like to say I did, but I really didn't. I was agonizing whether or not I wanted to do this little thing that I'm going to do today. Hi, Vale. So, yeah. So I didn't really get much accomplished. But what the hell? What the hell? I would have been just watching Dee Dee anyway. Maybe learning something. I didn't actually learn anything this morning. So we'll see. So what I'm going to do today is, let me find my phone, and I'll show you on my phone. I'm so happy you're here too, Bossy. I'm going to need some bossing around, I think. Anyway, I found this artist, Patty Tully Parrish, sent me a link. And this isn't the link, but oh man, it just went away. Oh, I hate that when it tries to update me and I don't want to be updated. All right, here's an example. And I know Terry Brett has seen it because it showed up underneath that she had liked something. Terry, I wasn't sure if you meant you finished the letters or if you finished the whole thing. You finished the whole thing. Good on you, girl. We shall get you on the list. That's awesome. I'm going to have to make it harder for you guys. If you can finish this quick, I'm going to have to really throw some crap at you next year. All right, 129. And I know how to get a hold of you, so no big deal. So make sure you tell me if you finish the scavenger hunt so I can get you on the list. And you'll be in the drawing on the first Monday after April 1st. I haven't looked it up to see. But good on you, Terry. All 100. Oh, man, that's amazing. You got up to watch Dee Dee and she wasn't on? So you went to sleep? That's probably what I should have done.
One quick question. Is this Don Martin's birthday?
No.
No.
September 1st. You just finished your 21st. I haven't counted mine. Let's see. Where'd my list go? Oh my God, I've lost my list. It's got to be in this pile of crap somewhere. I hope. So all I've been doing literally since last Monday, you guys, really, my list is gone, is work on the letters. Maybe more, 100 prompts. Why are you making it harder for me? Jeez. I think I'll just do 100 harder prompts. All right, my list, it was here not very long ago. I swear to God. Oh, there it is, underneath my book. All right, let's see here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. I've got 35 done. So You're kind of sad it's all done. Well, Terry, after you watch today, maybe you'll get this idea that, oh, I'm going to try that, because I just think there's something so appealing about this. Come on. It's paint scraping, straight lines, circles, doodles. What's not to love about that? But Terry, one thing you can't do, and I'll dream them up if you want. Hi, Joyce. You have to keep doing your illustrations, please. Or go back and do another take on the current prompts. That's always a cool thing. Joyce is getting close to finishing. You guys are monsters. Yeah, you like this too, Terry? See, I do too. And I'm a little nervous, honestly, about doing it. And I'm not sure how she starts. I haven't watched her whole process, but the name is The Oblivious Mind, and her name in real life is Anamika. She has a website and she does do commissions. I can't remember. I think she's an architect by education, and then did art and stuff on the side. And then COVID kind of pushed her into doing more of this. And she's got lots of naked children. What the hell? The Dreamers. Anyway, let me go to her channel, maybe, and there won't be naked people there. This one's huge. Look at this. Can you see it? And I don't know if that was just something she did, but look at how huge it is, or if that's a commission. So I'm not sure how she does this. But to me, there's just something so appealing about it. Same with Esoldo Designs or something. She does watercolor. There's something so appealing about her abstract art to me. So we're going to try this. I've not done it. I don't know. We're just going to do it. You have another idea for alphabet? Well, Terry, you like Zentangle. So even if you just did the alphabet Zentangle like I've been doing, it's a whole lot of fun. And it's literally all I've done this week. So I guess I'll go ahead and show you guys. I posted 3 or 4 of them to Instagram because I'm bad at posting. So I'll just show you the ones I've done. I don't remember what I do last week on stream. I did M, didn't I? So I think I haven't posted W yet. But there, you can do these really quick. Hi, Missy. Hi, Ruth. I think that's it so far. Anyway, so I've just gone ahead and randomly picked a letter. Hi, Missy. Some of them need some cleanup, obviously. And you can go to the tanglepatterns.com website, and I'm just picking out designs that start with the letter S. So the only one that really has posed a problem for me so far was you. I didn't really like any of the U designs, and I didn't know how well they would work together. I like this O one because the border has the circles and then the background is the circles. So I kind of like the way that one kind of fell together. This one, obviously, black and white. So yeah, you'll see these coming up on Instagram as I remember to post them. Hi, Missy. Thank you, Devin. Thanks, Terry. Hey, Pixie. Hi, Kat. So yeah. So I think some of them come out better than others. And another thing is I never know with the size you have available how it's going to work out. F is okay, but yeah, whatever. I like the border on F. So, and then U. This is the only one that's really posed a problem for me because I couldn't find a good border, but I like the up and across design. So I thought, well, even if it comes out crappy, that's probably might save it. Oh, Joyce, get on Instagram. Really. We'll all follow you. You can follow us. There's some amazing, talented people out there, and you're missing a lot of good stuff. It's pretty simple. You're working on you right now. You doing the page upside down. Did we do an upside down page this year? Because when I'm doing these, I have to write top because I move the page so much that eventually I will do one upside down. I promise you. You can't have a journal without an upside down page. You always pose a problem for me, Barbara, unless you're singing. Thanks, Jen. So anyway, that's pretty much all I've done all week. I've collected up some stuff for some other prompts, but that's literally all I've done all week. Well, and other household stuff, you know. So yeah, the rest of it is all stuff you guys have seen. This thing is going to be an alligator when I'm done. It's going to be like this fat. And that's okay. 1856. No, we didn't. What didn't you do, Carrie? So I don't have anything new to show you. I did get a piece of paper out and put it on here. It looks to me like The Oblivious Mind, Anamika, and I hope I'm saying that right. It looked in one of hers. I don't know how she starts. Oh, we didn't do an upside down page. Yeah. So if it happens, it's just kismet. It looked to me like she started with kind of a grid when I was watching her reels because I get obsessed and then I have to watch. So I'm going to do just a random grid and I'll write down. And I'm working on the B mixed media paper. I kind of wonder if I wouldn't like watercolor paper, but since this is my first try, we're just going with it, okay? So don't have a cow, man. Do I want a bit? No, I'm working on a small format, so I probably should keep the grid somewhat small. Okay, so that's 1.5 inches. That's 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 2 inch. Nope, 1.5 again. 1/2, 1.5, and 1.5. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go about this the way I think. You guys, I'm nervous about this because it's like, okay, you could have tried this. Like you didn't have to do it on stream, but I've been wanting to do it all week. So yeah, we're just going to do it on stream. If it comes out crap, we'll either learn something or we'll know not to ever do that again. Okay. That's the way we're going to approach this. And the lines won't be part of the end product. I'll erase as much as I can, but it could be that a line might show through the ink. I don't know. We're just going to learn as we go. And hopefully it'll come out fun. And I picked out the ink already. I think she uses liquid acrylic paint. I'm going to use the acrylic inks because we bought, a bunch of us bought these when Hobby Lobby did their clear out sale. Oh, I'm going for it, Devin. You're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I've had these inks forever. I've used them a few times here and there, but not a huge amount. So, yeah, we're just going to see how it goes. It ought to be fun. I'm thinking it's going to be fun regardless. I haven't done 3/4 of an inch yet. That's a good measurement. And then this, now let's break it up. Let's do another inch. So the truth is, if it comes out cool, use my technique. If it comes out sucky, don't do what I did. Hi, Dorothy. What'd Ruth say? Oh, you're doing it because it starts with you, Ruth. That's awesome. Upside down. Terry, I thought Yogi, yeah, Yogi's yo-yo. I wouldn't probably have thought of either one of those for why, but it was so excellent. I was just like, man, that girl is a thinker. And I'm not sure if I was working bigger, I would make a bigger grid, okay? But because I'm working on this half sheet that hopefully will end up in my scavenger hunt book, if it comes out even halfway decent, that I want it a little bit smaller. Another thing, let's see, hopefully when I go back to Instagram, she'll still be there. I won't have to search for her again. But one of the things in this one that's showing doesn't have it, but one of the things I liked about, say, for example, this piece of art, and I wish that shadow wasn't there, but it is how she incorporated straight lines and circles. Totally my wheelhouse, man. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and incorporate some circles over the grid, and I want to do that first so I can kind of plan them out, and then we'll see. Me too, Ruth. See how creative people are with the alphabet prompts. I wasn't really sure what to expect. And those prompts may have been kind of selfish on my part because I like lettering, I like illuminated art, which typically includes lettering and stuff like that. So, but when I got thinking about it, I thought, well, it's not a horrible thing. Two favorite things, straight lines and see, Terry, you and I, this is totally our wheelhouse thing, girl. So, yeah. But I think the whole alphabet, let's do an alphabet, because I was trying to think of kind of a theme again. But I think alphabet has really, I think they've been good prompts. I mean, people have definitely been thinking outside the box. You know, hopefully maybe doing things that they wouldn't have otherwise done. I don't know. I think I was a little hesitant about it, but now I'm totally cool. So I think she probably uses a protractor. I love a template. Yeah. Yeah. Yogi's yo-yo. Who would have thunk? Now, one nice thing about having a protractor is you can get different size circles that will really work. See how that one, you can't get it just perfect, but that's okay. I don't care. I want one entire circle somewhere. Do I want it that big? Let's do one big one. Can't hurt. Oh, another one I want to try was a partial circle. Let's do a smaller one. Where I use the grid lines as my start and stop point. And this ink, I hope to God, is waterproof. But the acrylic ink shouldn't smear it, I hope. You cheated really bad with the alphabet challenge, and I'm so proud of myself. There is no cheating, Barbara. But I'm proud of you for being a cheater. Now, if you can add liar in there, I'd love you all the more. Okay, we're going to add a couple of smaller circles down here. And because I I listen to other people. You have to have an uneven number. And typically you want, like, if you're going to go off the page like that, whatever goes off the page should be an uneven number. I'm going to cheat too. Okay, let's do just a circle up here. Maybe I should. Because I'm going to do this, I think. I mean, I don't know yet. That's the crazy thing. Kind of like the reverse coloring book. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but I don't know. I don't know. So I'm going to keep her work up here. So I do it much in her style, but we'll see. I'm not sure. It looked to me like when I was watching the reels that she starts in one corner and then just kind of works her way down. So I thought, well, that's kind of maybe what I'll do, right? So let me erase some of this nonsense that I don't want on it, like my measurements. Try not to smear the freshly drawn ink. That's one of the hardest things with those Zentangle letters is I'm impatient and I want to move on, but you need to let the ink dry so you don't have a lot of smearage and cleanup later. Yeah, that's a problem for me. And then I have ink all over my hands and arms. Woohoo! You're over here trying to figure out how to incorporate Xerxes, King of Persia, in my X page. Holy crap, you've gone off the rails, girl. All right. Should we start scraping ink? All right. The colors that I picked are because my favorite color combination probably is blue, purple, and green. It's almost like if you use those three colors, everything comes out good. The only thing is, the only purple I had is like a pearlescent one, which is fine. I don't care. Yeah, so blue, purple, and green are going to be the colors. And if we want, and we finish, I don't know if we're going to finish one, but if we want to try different patterns, I cut out some other paper. All right. And I did tape this down, so I got a 1/4-inch border around. Yeah. Nice thing about these acrylic inks is they have a little dropper. I'm going to do the blue first. Let's go right up to the edge. All right. This one should be easy. And then I did cut up a credit card, so I have different tools to work with. It looks like this is what she's using. So let's scrape it. That didn't work very well. We'll add more ink. My bad. My bad. I'm going to try and work small simply because the paper is so small, right? So we'll just see. Well, that, oh, you know what the problem is? The tape. Dope. Use a different tool. And then I liked when she pushed it back up and got some extra little texture there. Okay, there's our first mark. Hey, Coloring View. I'm doing something today I've never done before, so just be nice to me, okay? That's all. And I got a book out here, so if I have excess ink and stuff, I can smear it off on. All right, let's get all three of the colors down so we kind of know how they're going to work. And I'm thinking when I'm working alongside a circle, can you guys see, do I need to pull you in a little bit? Okay, just for today. Hi, Kel. You've got one page left to go. Holy crap. Is that all 100 prompts? Because if you have done, now see, this is where I get in trouble. I'll put my hand in that wet ink because I'm a dumbass that way. Damn, somebody outside is really noisy. Okay. Remember, I've not done this before, so she doesn't do stuff like that. She is very certain. I do like the blue in the purple a little bit. I don't like that up there, so I might have to get something wet to really clean off the tool, but we're learning, so yeah. All 100 prompts. Cal, I'll write you down in the book right now. Well, and are you on Instagram? So if I need to at some point get a hold of you, I can. 9 people now. Rawson. I got incense ham, but I don't know how to post to it. I got incense ham. Okay, I'm not following, girl. You don't know how to post to Instagram? Well, Instagram, okay, this is something I've been meaning to ask you guys because my Instagram has changed. Used to be I could just take a photo, let it go to my gallery. Oh, you've got Instagram, but don't know how to post to it. Okay. Used to be I could just go into my gallery and pick out whatever photo I wanted to post, right? And I'd already cleaned it up and everything. It was real, real easy. Now, for whatever reason, Instagram only has access to part of my gallery, about 56 photos, and I have thousands. So I've learned, let's see. I'll see if I can show you real quick. Okay, so now what I have to do to post is to go to my page, and that little plus up there, there's like an at and a plus. I have to go to the plus and then post. And then it says gallery. Well, it won't give me access to my entire, yeah, it doesn't give me access to my entire gallery. So now what I have to do is go to photo. I'll just go ahead and take a photo of what I'm working on right now. I'm not really going to post it, but okay, so it went ahead and took the photo. Now I can use one of their filters, or I can edit it. I can adjust the position, the brightness, the contrast, whatever, and then just say done. And then up here, there's a little next. Hit next. And then it comes up where you can write a caption or, you know, put your hashtag scavenger hunt, whatever. And then when you've got everything the way you want it, you can tag people, whatever, whatever, and then punch share. And then it'll just go to your page. Did that make sense, Kel? Now, if your Instagram is normal, and I'm not going to post that, so, but if your Instagram is normal, you just have to hit that plus down in the middle of the screen at the bottom, and then you can choose whatever photo you want out of your gallery. But since I don't have access to my whole gallery now, I just, but check yours, because this is the easiest way. If you just hit that plus at the bottom and then hit next. You can use their filters or edit on Instagram if you want, just like I showed you before. Hit next again. And this is where you write your caption or whatever you need to do, and hit share, and it will automatically go to your page. Yeah, well, I had done, my settings say that Instagram has access to all my stuff, unless I put some weird ass thing that I don't know about. Yeah, I have to go do it the way I've been doing it, which is, it still works. It's just a pain in my ass. And I don't like pain in my ass. Okay. Yeah, I had to go in and change all mine as well, Ruth. And it was not happy. Just saying. But it had been working. That actually is a fairly new phone. It had been working fine. So I'm not sure why it started acting up. I don't know that I did anything wrong, different or anything else. So there you go. That little break was nice because it let me. I don't think you have to use your lines. I kind of am because I like the way it all lines up and everything. But you don't have to do that if you don't want. Just draw a stupid line anywhere. And I don't mind when it's not complete because hopefully I'll go in there and doodle, right? That's the plan. Do I want? Yeah. All right, to speed this whole process up. I'm afraid to use the little dropper because I think I'm going to get too much ink. But whatever. I like how she pushes it back up. We're going to leave that little blob of ink there. How about that? And I'll have to hit this with the heat gun here shortly. Okay, I'm setting myself up to get my arm in the ink, which I'm famous for. When it comes out smooth, it comes out really smooth. So that's kind of nice. I like that. Let's go ahead and, well, no, let's just leave that. Let's pull this down as much as we want. Okay. Coolio. Well, I peeked in my art. You've drawn underpants. Way to go, Ruth. You go, girl. I don't call them underpants. I call them underoos. Do they even have underoos anymore? Is underoos even still a thing? Kids used to have underoos. Okay. I really like the going around the arc of the circle. That's not very much ink. Now, one advantage the Oblivious Mind has is she's using liquid acrylics. So she's using a little bottle that she can squeeze. And if I really love doing this, I will invest in some liquid acrylics. I don't think she does that, but I'm gonna do that. Hi, Flo. Hi, Mark. We're trying something different today, Mark, and I'm a little nervous about it, but it's paint scraping. Neurographic art and Zentangles. Well, neurographic art is it starts out exactly the same. Vale, let me get out my neurographic page that I did. I'm going to move this aside so I don't get in the wet ink. I don't mind taking these little breaks so my ink can dry. Where in Zentangle, you know, you draw your string with all your shapes to doodle in. Neurographic art is doing the same thing, only every place that there's a connecting line, you round out the corners, and it's supposed to look more like the pathways in your brain. If you have, that's what I'm using, Devin, if you have a brain. Hi, Julie Parker. So now in neurographic art, and I've done some of this too, I don't know where I could find it to show you, but they take watercolor, colored pencil, any product, and like fill in the spaces with just color. I fill in the spaces with Zentangle. So did that answer your question? But the neurographic part of it is just rounding out the corners, more like, yeah, pathways in your brain where they kind of get spidery like that. So that's the biggest difference. There's some really cool art out there. Google neurographic art. And then on Instagram, there are some truly amazing Zentangle artists, like blow your socks off. You've been looking to the neurographic art. You found a new Facebook group. Cool. I don't do Facebook. That exactly, Terry. That's what I think too. I'm right at home with neurographic art because it looks all scrambly, and I think that's pretty much what my brain looks like as well. So in hers, she does a lot of these. For those of you that came in late, here I'll show you the art from that I'm kind of practicing from. It's the oblivious mind, _oblivious_mind. And there's something so appealing about this art to me. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And she uses a lot of circles, straight lines, paint scraping, and then doodles, which that's what I'm all about. So hi, Lisa. So that's what I'm doing is I'm actually inspired by her art, and I'm trying to replicate it to the best of my ability. So excuse me. You want some empty spaces, and then other spaces she does where she's filled in more. So I don't know. I think as I do this, I think I'm going to find my comfort zone, right? I don't know. So a Zentangle is basically adding repetitive doodles to neurographic art. Pretty much, Vale. Yeah, that's a good interpretation. You don't have to, on Zentangle, like on my, I'll show you a box that I have sitting here. I made 2 of them. Dorothy got one of them. She won it in a giveaway. But in this one, I didn't round the corners. I did draw the thread, and then I drew the barber pole to separate it, but I didn't round the corners at all, and then just filled in each of the empty areas with one of the Zentangle patterns. So, Dorothy, do you use yours? Be honest, tell me. So, and that's just an extra box that I made that I don't know where it's going to end up living. So I'm talking more than I'm arting, huh? Give it a try, Julie. or veil. See if it's something you enjoy, you know? I think some people enjoy it a lot. Other people are probably ambivalent about it. I think it's what you like. There was a time I would have probably told you and felt like it wasn't art if it didn't depict something in life, right? I was not a fan of abstract art. The older I get, the more I feel like I really, really enjoy more abstract art and want to do it more. Now, see, I didn't want to go outside the circle. I should have started at the arc of the circle and gone in, but oh well. Live and learn, right? For a first attempt, we can critique it later and say, man, that was fun. It was turned out good, or holy crap, that sucks. Don't ever do that again. Hi, Jamie. You've done both before, but not for a few years. Yeah, get on it. If it's something you enjoy, I mean, I think we're all so different that what I enjoy and what you enjoy may be two different things. So, but I'm going to be mindful to leave enough white space that I can go in there. And I never do colored Zentangle. But on this, I am going to use colored pens. Okay, so that's better, where I actually got the circle and the ink started. That was kind of what I was envisioning. You've tried Zentangle and it made your head feel like it will explode. Who would have known? Yeah. Well, Julie, see, that's what's crazy is when adult coloring books came out, man, I was on board. I was thinking I will really enjoy this, you know, because it won't be any pressure, blah, blah, blah. I did a few pages, and before I knew it, it was making me a nervous wreck. I mean, an absolute nervous wreck. And I thought, what are you doing? Why are you doing this if it's just making you nervous? So I just quit coloring for the most part. Oh, I'm working on Bee brand, BEE, like the little insect that collects honey. Bee brand mixed media paper. You can get a huge pad of it at Walmart for $0. So, yeah. It's all right paper. I mean, I would not. All right, where's my wet ink so I can make sure to get my hand in it? For just drawing and doing some stuff, it's okay. But it's not. I'm not a fan of the mixed media paper like I am a fan of the watercolor paper. I thought I would really like it. Turns out I'm not as big a fan of the B mixed media paper as I am the watercolor paper. Why did it make you nervous? I don't know, Pixie, because when I was a kid, I love coloring. I love coloring. I love drawing. I loved everything about it. For whatever reason, coloring in adult coloring books made me insane. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't find it pleasant. I didn't find it fun. So I just, I have a bunch of coloring books that I don't use. I still appreciate the art. I still love the art. But I just don't get a lot of satisfaction out of doing it. I wish I understood, because how hard can coloring be? Yeah, see, so far I'm feeling like, okay, you got this. You can do this. And I like the fact that it's all straight lines. That's part of the appeal for me. Like, I don't mind the curve here, but I would not go at a diagonal now. I think that's part of the thing you have to be cognizant of. That when you get your grid, you kind of just got to go with the grid. If you're going to do hers, I may at some point later go, I think I'll try doing a diagonal one, you know? So thank you, Vale. All right, we're going to do this. And I'm definitely not butting them up against one another. Another thing she did that I really liked, I'm just not sure. We'll try it on another piece of paper. She actually mixed the inks and drew little designs in it. And I thought, oh, now that I love, I love, I love. And probably it's a good thing not to go back over it, because you're never going to get it the exact same. So for this little section, I'm cool with this. I would like some more black, and I think that's, in the end, what I'm really going to enjoy. Let's do some doodles down here and just see. I want one of these circles. I need to get my protractor out, is what I need to do. Let me hit it with a heat gun, because I don't want to get ink on my template. One nice thing, though, if you're using the acrylic ink and getting it thin coated like that, it does dry really quick. Hi, Jacqueline. I love when you color, but I understand the Fairies in Dreamland book that you did. The caption is one of my favorites. Ah, thanks, Coloring View. Maybe I'll try it again. Heck, I don't know. I'm liking the colors too, Ruth. Hi, Tambit. Tambit, do you follow what was her name again? The Oblivious Mind on IG. This is her style of art completely. I mean, I'm literally doing my version of her art, and I like it. I like it a lot. And I think it's like anything else. If you do it and you practice and blah, 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 you'll get better at it. So this is my first attempt. I've never done this before. I just saw her art and thought, I've got to try that. I just think if you got really good at it, like she obviously is, I would hang something like this up in my house. I don't hang my art in my house. But something like this that was primarily colors, I would. Did Barbara Clark come in? Hi, Barbara Clark. A lot of people coming in. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you. You're the same, Mark. You bought a bunch of color books and don't color in them. See, I don't either. But I love looking at the art. Hi, Joan. You become hooked on gel printing. Well, then, Julie, if you have not gone over and visited Devin Rex for Arts channel, you need to get over and do that. She did a video this weekend and then turned it into a zine for kind of like a challenge thing. That background was unbelievable. So yeah, I would recommend Devin Rex for Art, and then P&M Artist Studios, obviously. Patricia is amazing. So yeah. All right, I'm going to look at her art real quick again, see if I'm doing it even close to what hers is. You know, one of my favorite channels, because you guys know that I am a huge royal freak, is the Windsor family on Instagram. I feel like I'm spying on them or something, you know? They include me in their little life a little bit. So, okay. So I've got like maybe a third of the page done. Let's go ahead and do some doodles and stuff on it and just see. And I'll try not to use a ruler. It's going to be hard for me. I'm just saying, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be hard for me. Oh, my chat was scrolled. Oh, Julian, you are well acquainted. Okay, well, I just like to pass on. Okay, one of my favorite things is a good checkerboard. So let's do that. Maybe like about a little over 1/8 of an inch squares. So you guys, it finally has warmed up here. Oh my gosh. It's been hell. I'm just telling you. It has been hell around here with these cold temperatures. I hate it. You know what, Devin? That didn't stick in my brain, but you could be right. That I love that video because you used a ruler. That could be very true. Ah, I'm so simple-minded. I did enjoy it though. There's some videos, you know, that when you just turn them on in the background, it just makes for a happy day. Lena's videos are always that way too. Miss Linux 2010. Like when I'm just sitting here arting by myself, I love having those videos on in the background. All right. Oh, you guys are going to have to watch me color this. I'll maybe just do part of it and come back later. I won't force you to watch this. And I'm going to be honest that a checkerboard without a ruler totally makes me uber nervous. And then help me remember that when I get that dark blue out again, I want to put some white in it. I will perfect this. I promise you, I will figure this out. But I don't want to just copy hers either. I want to kind of do my own, you know, because I do like the doodling and all this stuff. Something very, very appealing about it, I have to say, though. So it was a weird Monday without Dee Dee. It's been years, I think, since I got up on a Monday morning and didn't have Dee Dee to look forward to. But I'm glad she went with Boo, and I hope they're having fun, whatever they're doing. I hope they're laughing and having a good time. It's 36 Fahrenheit. Up there in Canada, Barbara. Oh my gosh. I think we're supposed to get in the 50s today. And I got up this morning and the lake was frozen as far out as I can see. But it looked like it was flash frozen, you know, it was just a thin layer on the top. But yesterday was a fairly nice day. I didn't expect the lake to refreeze. But when the lake freezes in Oklahoma, you know it's been damn cold for a long time. I was fed up. And I'm a whiner, so I don't mind whining about whatever it is bothering me. I will definitely let you know. I am so not above whining. And yes, you can get me cheese if you want. right? Flo, I'm the same way. I got up and I didn't check my messages right away, so I was up a little bit late. So I got my coffee and I was just sitting here trying to wake up, and it got to be like 10 minutes after she should have been on, and I was like, is she still trying to get those kids out of bed? Finally, I thought, oh, she would, if she's not going to stream, she would definitely message me. Sure enough, there's a message. I'm not streaming today. Like, man, I could have stayed in bed. I wouldn't have, but yeah, really threw me off. But she deserves to have fun with her little granddaughter. So, how many people looked in her community tab to find out that she wasn't streaming? I was just curious. Because I'm thinking most of you probably are Dee Dee regular viewers. So, do you just sit there and wait? And then how long does it take you to decide, well, if she had an announcement, she'd put it in the community tab. Would I think to do that? I'm not sure I would. I just go, oh, they'll figure it out. Because I'm kind of a butthead that way. Barbara Clark knows that. All right, now that looking in the camera, just looking at the black, I'm thinking I'm liking this. And I am going to go ahead and finish. And I'll check chat in just a second. I will figure out how to get those paint stripes a little straighter. I mean, I know ways of doing it. You could tape it off, whatever. I actually have some 1/8 inch masking tape that I could use. It's what I did the watercolor poster with, to make sure I got them perfectly sized. So I know I could do that if I want it really perfect. Just go ahead and put the time in to mask it off. But I kind of like the organic look of it not being perfect. Believe it or not, I know, take a deep breath. Yeah, I look forward to Monday mornings with Dee Dee as well. So I think we all do, because we all come back time and time again, right? It's a great way to start your week, I have to say that. Wednesdays as well. I look forward to Dee Dee on Wednesday as well. And I have to say I'm always a little disappointed because then I think, oh, now I got to wait all the way till Monday. But there's always other cool artists to keep me entertained in the meantime. All right. That be's very, very cool. All right, now let's, because I'm crazy girl. Yeah, I enjoy some things that aren't perfect, that you can tell are just more organic. Yeah, I'm good with those. I'm not sure I'm gonna like putting this on the mat, but I'm gonna put it on the mat anyway. I'll just have to remember to clean it up before I spread it everywhere. I'm gonna get a few elements in here that I can repeat as I go up. That will kind of make it more cohesive. So I love this little dotting tool. Now this, because it's a little bit thicker, I'm going to have to be really careful. Let me pull you guys down a little bit so you can see. Yeah, so I don't do smearage all over the place. I'll hit it with the heat gun real quick. Hi, Kristen. Okay, Ruth is thinking about drawing a landscape and then having a bird face going. What are you looking at? Now, Ruth, you should get a grip on yourself, because that's something I would do. What are you looking at, stranger? I'm just doing this to use up this little bit of ink that I have left over. Okay, clean up this little ink mess over here. It's kind of wasteful, but yeah. Let me hit it with a heat gun real quick while I read chat. I'll move the camera back so it's not right in your face. Are you a Roll Tide Bama girl or the other kind? Ruth, I hate to admit my ignorance, but I'm not sure. I don't encourage naughtiness. Hi, Cordelia. I'm only naughty when people get bossy. Kel says every one of her pages has a bird on it. That's your take. It's all good. Your boss left to go pick. Well, your boss is also being bad. I'm sure she's not being paid for picking out vinyl, unless, of course, she owns the place. And then she can do whatever the hell she wants. All right, I'm going to have to avoid those for a while. I'm never going to dry them completely. So, yeah, I'm just going to have to avoid them. You'll see how long that lasts. A Tennessee volunteer. I am, if you're talking about where I'm from, I'm actually from Colorado. And I left Colorado at about age 40 and moved to Oklahoma. And I have to say, at the time that we did it, I didn't think we were going to stay. I'm muted. Did I hit something on the computer? Hang on, let me check real quick. Okay, it says my microphone's working. I don't think I'm muted. Now I'm unmuted. Oh, okay. You guys can hear me. Yeah, I born and raised in Colorado, moved to Oklahoma, wasn't sure. The longer we've been here, or the longer I've been here, the more I think it was maybe one of the best decisions we ever made. I was married at the time. The last two boys were just entering college, and they were going to get an apartment together in downtown Boulder to be closer to the university. We lived outside Boulder. And so we had a 6-bedroom house. So we kind of had decided that, yes, we were going to move out of that house for sure. Because you don't need 6 bedrooms, even though we were, had started having some grandkids and whatever. I think it was just kind of a given that we would be selling that house. And I'm a University of Colorado football fan, in case you're wondering. But immediately we got here, I quit my job. Jim quit his job, blah, blah, blah. Jim ended up with a brain tumor. And so I'm stuck down here with none of my family, nothing. Well, my brother ended up moving a year later. But anyway, it was just kind of such an up in the air time, But anyway, looking back now, I believe it was fate that got me here. You are an Okie from Muskogee, really, Cal? Or are you just saying that because I'm an Okie now? But anyway, looking back now, I think it was actually fate that got us here, because had I been in Colorado, I think my family would have consumed me, just taking care of me. Not a bad thing, but and because I was down here by myself, I had to figure it out. And that's the best way to put it. I had to figure it out. I had to figure out, how to take care of the house, how to take care of Jim, how to do all this stuff. So, well, I'd always been independent. Living down here with nobody around made me really independent, made me trust myself, in just a million ways. It was so good for me to be down here. I couldn't depend on anybody but me. Taking care of Jim. He ultimately passed away. And other than my brother, I truly was by myself. And because Jim had been sick and I'd been taking care of him, I hadn't met anybody. We hadn't joined any organizations. So yeah, I didn't have a lot of options, right? It was hard for the first year, Joan, after we found out Jim had the brain tumor and we had to adjust. That was hard. And then him being disabled was hard because I didn't know much about disability, all the things that came with it. So now I'm like a absolute freak about don't park in handicapped spaces. The people who are handicapped really need those spaces. So in many ways, it made me much more tolerant, more patient. And not quite the big baby that I was. Because I had lived a charmed life. I tell you, I'd never had a hardship in my life. So having to deal with hardship, it doesn't kill you. It makes you stronger. So, yeah, I don't regret one moment of it. Of course, I wish Jim had lived, and I wish Jim could have seen the transformation in me, because he was such a good caretaker, and I'd never had to take care of myself. I worked and raised the kids, and I did all the things that people do. But it taught me that when push comes to shove, I am trustworthy. I am a trustworthy person. I'm going to go right over that. And that's a really good thing to know about yourself, that you can trust yourself in difficult situations that you've never been in before. So of all the things, I don't regret that I went through it. That's true. Hardship will change you. I'm not sure I've handled it as well as you have. Well, I think I'll give you a free piece of advice that, and And I spent a lot of time reflecting on different things. When I was feeling sorry for myself, and everybody at some point is going to go through a hardship where you get a little depressed and you don't know that you can trust yourself. It hit me one day, and it was after Jim had passed, where I thought, if Jim could see me right now, what would he think? And it dawned on me that I was proud of myself for how I handled what we had gone through, but now without him, was I handling it well? And it dawned on me that whatever I did going forward, I wanted him to be able to look down, and I just got my little bit of hand in there. I'd want him to be able to look down at me and be proud of whatever it is I did, the decisions I made, the people I involved in my life, blah, 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 because it was such a life change. So, hi, Kathleen. Sounds like I'm getting heavy, but I'm really not. I think it's just the advantage of hindsight now. You know, if you'd have talked to me at the time, I don't know what I would have said. I really don't. Hi, Sherry. But we'll all get the opportunity. That's the thing is, you know, I think I had gone through life up until that point feeling like I was never going to have to deal with the hardships that other people had, I guess. I don't know. But it was good for me to live through it, learn from it, and build confidence in myself. And of course, I think a certain amount of confidence comes with age. You know, you don't live to be an old bag and not at some point build that confidence. But a hardship, it'll build it faster. And I'm keeping the doodles pretty simple at this point. Probably because I'm not that confident, you know, but so far I'm feeling okay about it. I want to do more paint scraping, but I really feel like it was time to do some doodles. And I did get out some pens so I could do colored doodles as well. The thing is, where I put those green dots, they just look black. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to, if I'm going to use that dot tool, maybe let's just do it right now. I'll just use the pen to add some dots in here, because the ones that I use, they just come out looking black to me. So maybe for the dots, I need to use the pens. And these are just Cruddy Flair pens, which I happen to love. Thanks, Devin. I don't know. I guess another thing that has really struck me since Jim's death was life truly is short. You know, like you go through life as a young person thinking, oh, there's all the time in the world. Truth is, life is so unbelievably short. And so make the most of what you have, because honestly, it is so short. And another thing I try and do that I think keeps me a little bit more mentally sound, because I can listen to the news and go insane. So and I try and build this into my life consistently, is to show gratitude. I think that's probably, if you want to change your life, the best thing you can do for yourself is to show gratitude. Be grateful. Be grateful for when Jim was sick. I remember some days I tried to build gratitude into my life. Oh, there was a book that I used too. I'll think of it and tell you. But anyway, some days the only thing I could say I was grateful for was sunshine. Just sunshine. That's it. I'm grateful for the sunshine today, because there wasn't much else to be grateful for, you know? But I definitely have built that into my life, and I think it's so valuable. All right. Now, one thing I am going to do, I'd almost like to do this with a paintbrush, but would that be cheating? Because I think I would like to. That space right there is making me feel really weird. So I think what I'll do I have wet ink? I think those dots are drying up a little bit. So I am going to get out a paintbrush. No, I'll just use the pens. Yeah, I'll just use the pens. Why not? We'll use some dark purple. No rules. You're right, Flo. What was I thinking? Letting my brain play tricks on me. So anyway, now you know my life philosophy. Prepare yourself for the hardships because they're bound to happen. But you're still the same person during those hardships that you were during the good times. So don't lose yourself. And embrace the change too, because you're going to change, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. No cheating in art. I agree. Barbara, you're so funny. Grateful for the people who have the decency to keep their damn mouth shut. And keep their rude facial expressions to themselves. Okay, let me pull you down so you can see some of the doodles. All right, I think I want to, I don't know. That's kind of a good space right there. You're grateful you woke up today. I think we could all say that every day, Dorothy. God, I'm grateful that I even woke up. What now? I am the boss of my page. All right, now she did some. All right, I'm going to. These inks settle fairly quickly too, so have to shake them. All right, let's see. Now, I'm going to try this on a separate sheet because I've not done this before. Okay, that's going to actually take longer to dry. We don't care. We're doing it anyway. Use the dropper to make some big circles, but I don't want them to get out of control. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Let's do a purple one. I'm trying not to squirt out a bunch of ink. Oh, now the green in the purple looks really cool. We're going to do another experiment while this dries for a second. Oh, I got to shake this. Hang on. Darn it. You mean I can't use my RBF? Just kidding. Thanks, Vale. Do diamond shape. That's a good one, Stacy. Did I say hi? I will give that a try. All right, come on, blue stopper. I think the green and the blue are going to end up looking black, but we'll see. They're not perfect, but who cares? Yep, Barbara, I think that's the way you have to go through life rather than getting up saying, oh, damn, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Nope, you woke up, you're breathing, you have another chance to do it right. So get after it. That's very cool, Cordelia. I have one sister who doesn't do any crafting at all. I don't think. Well, she called me one day and she said, you're not going to believe this. I'm making a quilt. I was like, what? What? I don't think she has a crafty bone in her dang body. Like, I'm not even kidding. And you're making a quilt? You're taking on a quilt. What the hell? I don't think she's ever run a sewing machine in her life. But she's going to take on quilting. So the eye rolling thing, I did that. I was like, what the hell? The earth has fallen off its axis when Martha is going to make a quilt. All right, stopper, puke out some ink here. If I'm going to do this again, I didn't really even look at the condition of the stoppers or anything. If I'm going to do this again, I think I will clean up these stoppers. It looks like there's crap growing on them. Thanks, Kathleen. Yeah, these are some of my favorite colors. And the purple, I don't think you guys are seeing. The purple is pearlescent. The blue and the green are not, but the purple is. And I would have probably picked a different color purple, except that I didn't have any other color. So now I have other inks I could use. Thanks, Jamie. I'm not sure what to do in this little corner down here. Let's see what my mentor would do. Okay, when she gets an irregular shape, she does irregular doodling in it, it looks like. All right, so let's repeat that. Only fill in the edges with a different color. Okay. I really got to be careful of that, you guys. Oh my gosh. But if I did plop my hand in it and made a big mess, I'm giving you guys permission right now to laugh at me because I've warned myself 5,000 times not to do it. So you could laugh all you want, okay? I'm a big girl. I can take it. So Terry, do you think you're going to try this? Just curious. Thanks, Pixie. See, I used to be that way, Pixie. I was not a fan of abstract art. I didn't understand it. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, why not? All right, I think I like some little bit of blue going along this edge. Yeah, this dropper definitely needs some cleaning around here. And all this is just a cut up old plastic card. Ooh, it's going to stay darker blue here along the edge. I'm going to add some little bit more ink and go the same length as that. I'm not sure if that's smart or not, to be honest, to add that like that. Yeah, it worked out okay. So I'm cool with that. Me and my have to be straight. Ugh, it's so annoying. Where's the rag? Then just do straight lines up the side. Yeah, I think there are ways I can correct it, but this is my first time, so I'm okay with the uncertainty of it all. I'm not unhappy with it, even a little bit. And like this one, that it's not, create some crooked areas. I think I can get comfortable with that. I'll just straighten them up other places as I go. But right now, I'm what, a third of the way done? And I'm not unhappy, which is good. The only thing, I wish the purple was a little bit darker. So. But otherwise, no, I'm cool. Okay, you are going to try it, Terry. Awesome. Yeah, that is the cool thing about hugs. They're never one way. I think so too, Terry. I think I'm partly just too critical, but see, I've got this heavy black over here. So I'm feeling like somewhere over in here, I need to incorporate that again. Because I think that's one of the really, really appealing things about it is to repeat and try and keep the weight somewhat the same. And I could, rather than use the pens, I could use the dip pen and use the exact inks. And probably in the future, if I do this again, I would do that. Yeah, this actually will end up in the scavenger hunt because it's scraped paint. And I was going to have to do that anyway. All right, I'm going to hit this with a heat gun and try and dry out some of these dots a little bit. Like those that I thought would take forever, they're dry now, but these are not. So let me hit it with a heat gun real quick. And then I'm going to try a little experiment. All right, because I think it was in one of those dots. I can't remember. All right, let me get a piece of junk paper out here. Okay, I think it'll work best with the purple, and I'll add the green to the purple. I saw her do this. And I honestly think the fluid acrylic paint would work better for this, but we'll see. It isn't, Terry. I think it's, you just got to feel it or you don't. Okay. And I know purple and green are not the best colors to try this with. Well, that's not horrible. Oops. There's a lot of ink hanging out. Okay, so you end up with a whole different color, but that's not horrible. Another thing, let me get the white out. Let me clean up this mess first. Oh, it's going to take a scrubbing today. Let me grab the white real quick. Yeah, that's not horrible. Will you mix the colors? Let's see which is the best white. I've got about 5 whites in here, I think. The Bombay is not a good one. Yeah, let's try the FW. What's this one? Oh, PH Martin. PH Martin is always good. So, all right. We're going to try the FW. I think part of the reason that came out very cool looking is because of the pearlescent. Okay, this white definitely needs a good shaking. What if you made the purple line a little longer and put the green in the center? Well, Terry, since we're just sitting here playing, waiting for ink to dry, is this what you're thinking? To go ahead and scrape the purple. That would definitely work. And if I made the purple, you know, if I cut a thing wider, then I could probably do it better. But the mixture of the two over here is very cool. You get like a blue. So yeah, both very cool though. Now, we'll do this with the blue. I'm scared to death that I'm going to knock one of these bottles with yeah, it sort of worked. It's not horrible. I think there's a million things you could do. All right, I think this FW ink might be mixed up well enough now. We'll see. We shall see. I think the blue ink is a little bit thicker too. I wanted it spread out a little bit. Okay. I do have a needle up here, so I'm going to use it since I'm doing it in such a small little space. I was hoping I could move that white around. I think the white needs to be, yeah, I really need to stir this white. I think the solids are hanging out at the bottom of the jar because it sat so long. Put my needle back in the curtain. I keep my needle in the curtain. Okay, now see where they're mixing up there? That was more what I had in mind, where I could just make a little puddle, put the white in it, and it would make a weird design. Okay. Answered my question. I will experiment more with that later. Now I made a big fat freaking mess. How you like that? You like that? All right, this definitely needs to be put to the side. You keep your needle in a haystack. Barbara, you are so brilliant. I swear to God, I wish I had thought of that. All right, I will play with that more later, right after I throw that away and get a fresh one. But that's kind of cool because I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't think you can. Where I had the purple originally, you can still see the purple. All right, since we got this big old blob of blue here, shake it again. It's a pretty mess. Yes, it is a pretty mess. And I think that's what I wish people would say about me. Yeah, but she was a pretty mess. She was a pretty pain in the ass. I don't necessarily want to get blue on my white dropper, but the white dropper is not wanting to work. Yeah, it needs a good poke is what it needs. Ugh. Oh, now that's cool. You guys, I'm sure can't see it because it's... Let me just use the corner of one of these. It's almost like they don't want to mix, like they're separating. Can you see the flecks of blue? I'm going to pull you down really, really close. Okay, there. How the blue and the white don't want to mix. They're separating. If I can get that big scale, I would be so happy. Okay, Cordelia, thanks for stopping by and hanging with us. All right, this definitely needs to be put aside so that the children, such as myself, don't trash it out. All right, back to real business around here. We've been playing enough. Okay, they're still kind of wet, not horribly wet. Yeah, an aged paint look. Exactly, Stacy. All right, I'm thinking. I'm not sure what I want to do in there. I think I'll go ahead and scrape some paint into the next because I don't really necessarily want there to be a severe line right here. I mean, I want it to all kind of mesh. So probably leaving that and then working this section down into this section would be the best thing. All right, paint scraping we're going back to. What happened with Devin? Your iPad. Oh, you, hopefully it was just your battery. I was just experimenting with the different inks, Devin, putting the green and the purple, and then I did a big old blob of blue with white in it. And yeah, I didn't get anything really cool, but it's worth spending some time on. I think these inks have been sitting around for so long and they're not mixed up well. So I'm going to take them into Lowe's and have them put them in the paint shaking machine. Not really. All right. Now I have to decide how to proceed because I definitely don't want there to be that severe line. So I don't want to do anything. Who would have thought this would be such a pain? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do some blue. Come on, dude. Not wanting to work with me here. That's what gets me to hitting. There we go. Barbara, do not encourage her. What the hell is the matter with you? Got bubbles in there. All right, I think I will pull some purple down into that, but I'm still being really careful because that's still wet. I'll have to straighten them up after they're completely dry, I think. Because they look a little wompy to me. One thing I would say is I think limiting your number of colors helps a little bit. Like if I had too much colors going on here, well, one, I don't think it would be as cohesive. All right, spread out here. Have a darker one right there. See, now I'm thinking, what would happen if I went ahead and put like a drop of white in there? But I want to do the white and the blue. So, ink on a Q-tip. Oh, you mean for straightening those circles up? Well, hang on. We have a Q-tip right here. They look black to me anyway, so I don't think it matters which colors I actually use. We can try it. Because we're in charge around here. Okay, I put blue on a Q-tip. Stacy, you might be the resident genius around here. Yeah, that's going to enable me to clean them up. I don't think they'll still be perfect, but it will definitely enable me to clean them up. So, good job, Stacy. Yeah, I think that's actually going to probably work. I will do that later. But yeah, that's definitely going to work. What is with this blue and this stopper? All right, hang on. I'm going to mute you guys for a minute. All right, Robert's going to go over and help the neighbor. All right. This dropper really, really needs a good cleaning. We'll pull this one down as far as we can. I kind of like that when she pushed it back up, so I'm going to leave that and see how I like it. All right, and I think I will take, I don't think you'll notice that line there at all. And that was what I was kind of afraid of. And Should have been more mindful earlier. And I think as I do this, I will get a lot better at keeping my lines straight. I will definitely be doing more of this. I like it. I like it a lot. Are you guys going to try it? I'm curious now. I'm a little I guess uneasy would be the word. About the mixture or the ratio of doodles to paint. Know what I'm saying? But learning curve. Go all the way to that line. See, I'm already a little bit more comfortable going back in and moving the paint. And so, yeah. I like the palette too, Devin. The blue, green, purple. Yep, I'm a fan. I am a fan. All right, let's add some purple. And I'm leaving the white spaces intentionally. I'm not sure how big I want them. I guess I'll learn that with practice, you know, like where am I comfortable with the white space? I'll definitely learn as I go. And then someday I'll make one, it'll hang in my house. I doubt that, but we can always hope. Nope, I want blue. All right. Hi, Raul. Trying something new today. I saw this. Actually, Patty Tully Parrish sent me a link to one of this girl's videos, and I was captivated. So I decided I had to try it. Paint scraping, doodles, lines, circles, everything I love. I'm not sure if that's cheating or not, but no cheating in art, right? All right. That's good. I can live with that. Cheating worked. You could do a feature wall in your house like this. I'm not sure I would like that, Dorothy. I think one stunning, maybe larger piece would definitely work well unless I have a wall in my front room that is photos of my ancestors. And of course, because of colored photography not being around at the time they were alive, most of them, well, all of them actually, even the newer ones, I chose black and white with black frames. And so that gets to be a little heavy. But I think if you could intermingle some color in with it, it would be awesome. But I like my ancestor wall, so. And it makes me think of them often because I've done all my genealogy. So it's like I know those people. And some of them I, in fact, did know. My grandmother, my real grandfathers, my blood grandfathers, I never met any of them. All right, I think everything down here is dry enough that I can go ahead and but I like thinking about them, and it makes me very much appreciate my life because I have a washer and dryer, and I'm not washing my clothes down on a rock. And I promise you, some of those women on my wall were washing the clothes down on a rock. Oh, you want to hear a great story about how I ended up with a lot of the pictures of my ancestors? My mother and my biological father divorced when I was just an infant. Don't feel sorry for me because I had an amazing stepdad who was my dad. But anyway, I still stayed in touch with my grandparents of my biological dad, who I have never met, except when I was a baby. Anyway, but I always knew his mother, and my mother had kept in touch with his brother's wives, I guess, is the best way to put it. Okay. So my sister and I had decided that we were going to drive back to where my mother was from because I wanted to do some research in the genealogy library there. And so I contacted my aunt, who I had never, well, I had actually met her once. She came to see us at our home. But I contacted her because we were going to be driving through her town. And she said, that would be great. I'll get a cousin who I also had never met. I'll get Susan to come over and, we'll have a little family reunion of people who had never met, right? Anyway, I got there. It was awesome to meet them. And while we were sitting there talking, my aunt said, I actually cleaned out, we called her Nana Effie. I actually cleaned out Nana Effie's house. And they knew while we were going to Decortis to do genealogy. And she said, I have a box of photos out in the garage I've kept all these years. I have no idea who these people are. She said, would you like to have them? I was like, what? Yeah, I want them. So I got this big box of family members. Some of them were identified. Some of them were not. I got most of them identified. I have a few left that are not. But those are the photos. And keep in mind, for there to be photos of these people from let's see, I go back as far as before 1850 with some of these people. They were born before 1850. The photos of them are not prior to 1850, but they were born before 1850. But yeah, like they only had photographs taken as a portrait. Sell some to Tim Holtz. That would be cool if I could pick out my family members and say, include those dorks. But yeah, if you've never delved into genealogy, it's an amazingly fun thing. All right, I'm kind of, see, that's still real wet. Let me hit this with a heat gun because I got wet ink a couple of different places and I'm going to screw up here for sure. Your lot got rid of everything. Well, honestly, Terry, if it hadn't been for that trip and stopping to meet them, I would have had pictures of my grandmothers, but that's probably it. Anything prior to that, I would not have had any clue. There were wedding pictures, of course, portraits, because that's all they did back then. The old farm and stuff like that. Well, sadly, my sister and I did not, of course, I may not have known who those people were at the time that we got them. But we did go back and look up some of the farms where they lived in different places, you know, and it would have been fun to have, like at the old Quinnell house where they had this huge wedding, all the relatives out on the front porch. It would have been so fun for me to go back to that farm, which I did find it, and take a picture of, say, my sister on the porch, you know, where they took their wedding portrait. But we didn't think to do that, and we haven't been back. So we suck. And I will go ahead and admit right now, for a first try, I'm really pleased with this. I think it could be better, but yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. So I think I want to do, I'm scared to death to put my hand on that. I'll either stick to it or smear it, but we're going for it anyway. Who cares? You have managed to acquire quite a few due to lovely relatives. Yeah, isn't that such a nice feeling, Terry? And as a result of that, now I had met one of my, let's see, it would have been my father's cousin I met. And we actually did a fair amount of the research together. And I actually went and met her and her husband when we on that same trip. They lived in Minnesota. And they, of course, hadn't dealt with a divorce in the family, so they had they knew all the people that I knew just as names. So I got quite a bit of stories about them as well. And of course, I'd always kept in touch with my grandmother. Okay, now I want to repeat maybe one of these, but that's just straight lines. So I think I'm trying not to do, I don't mind doing some curves, but I don't want to do diagonals at this point, you know? So, just looking at her art, seeing, why does it go away every time it pisses me off? And the thing is, it's probably my own ignorance that allows that to happen. So ignore me when I talk stupid like that. Okay? Okay. All right. We'll repeat this on a smaller scale. And I don't have a plan for dinner tonight. I hate going into the evening not knowing what I'm going to fix. So probably when I do this again, I'll probably set myself up a set of doodles that I want to reuse over and over. I probably will do that. Because I don't really want to, well, I did it before. I'll do it again. What the hell? I guess you have to try it and learn. You know, another thing we did when we took that Decorah trip. Decorah is in Iowa. My mother had passed away prior to us going, and I had kept a little bit of her ashes. And if you think I'm a goofball, my sister is a bigger goofball. Anyway, we took my mother's ashes back to her hometown where her mother and father were buried. And we went out to the cemetery and dug up, not deep, not really deep, but we dug up my grandparents' graves so we could add my mother into their graves so my mother could be there with her parents. Is that weird? You gave me the finger. Thank you. I appreciate that. All the fingers you guys want to give me. I did my DNA. I met my second cousin who was born in England. She came to New York. Oh, Kathleen, that's so awesome. Is that allowed? Devin, you know what I've decided in life, and you should adhere to this as often as you can. It's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask permission. That's my approach to life. We didn't dig down to their coffins. I mean, I had her in a little container, and we probably dug, I don't know, 6-8 inches. Yeah, who's going to police it? But I love the idea of mom being there with her parents. So she never asked me to. I did exactly what she wanted with her ashes anyway. I just saved a little bit out to take her home. And I know that if I could talk to her today, she'd have said, girl, that is using your noggin. And I'd say, like mother, like daughter. Hello, of course. And I don't get real maudlin about stuff like that. So to me, it was sweet. It wasn't icky. Now, see, I wish that purple was straighter right there. Okay, we're going to try something since this is the experiment. We buried my mom's ashes between her parents. Okay, so you can go in and do it, Chris. See, Devin, Oh, it sounded like you went, oh, we didn't go down 6 feet. No, I went down maybe 8 inches or something. And here's my sister and I, a couple of goofballs out in the cemetery. I didn't have like digging implements. I didn't bring a shovel. so we're using whatever we can find in a rental car. And no, we had my car. We did have my car because I did drive there. And then my sister met me partway. Anyway, yeah, I didn't have a shovel and I didn't have a backhoe. I wish I had a backhoe. That would have been awesome, but I didn't. All right, now this is probably totally cheating. I don't even know if this glass pen and this ink is going to work, but we'll find out. Oops. Okay, so for a neurotic freak like myself, if you want your line straighter, which I did want that a little straighter. Get out your dip pen and straighten away. See, I think people are definitely thinking different, you know, like about burial and stuff like that. Jim, we put in the lake, and that's where I want myself to go. I know I'm going to put my hand in there. So I'm going to spread that ink out since I got a big blob. So now my anal self knows how to fix all my boo-boos. How you like that? And I can straighten it up. Oh, another thing, I used to do this a lot. Let's do this. Look at that one. It's so crooked. We can fix that. We can fix it. We could do it. We could do it. We can beat Mike Tyson. I read Disney forbids people from scattering ashes on their property. Yeah, maybe if I had something like that where I was inviting the public in, with a backhoe in a cemetery, you'd buy tickets. Honestly, Flo, we live in a real rural area, which I'm sure a lot of you know. Robert has dug grave for horses with the backhoe. Not an unheard of thing. But yeah, the people in my mom's small little hometown, they probably wouldn't have been a huge fan of me and my sister there with a backhoe. I'm just guessing. Oh, and another weird thing about that whole trip and looking for the genealogy and stuff like that. When I went into the genealogy section of the library and was asking where some things were and blah, 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 I got talking to this girl who was running it. Turns out we were cousins as well. And she said, oh, if you stayed here, you'd be related to half the people in town. And it was my father's family, my biological father's family. So she said, you're probably related to half the people in town. I'm like, phew. Mom did a good thing when she packed up and loaded up the truck and headed to Denver. No, she was a really nice girl. I enjoyed meeting her, and we've stayed in touch up until I left Facebook. We'd stayed in touch all those years. So, yeah, you guys, as you get into this, you can definitely fix your boo-boos. You could do it with markers as well. Yeah, exactly. You could use whatever products you have. You wouldn't have to have the inks or the acrylic paints. No, you could do it real easy. I told my hubby to sprinkle me in Hawaii. I don't think he will want to carry my ashes onto a plane. Oh, yeah, that's no big deal. Put it in your luggage. Psh, no big deal. I've carried ashes all over the country. You could do it. All right. Yeah, I'm liking that I can fix up some of my boo-boos that make the whole thing more difficult. So I'm good with that. Good with that. So time to introduce a new element. What do you think? What do you think? Well, maybe too late on this one, but I was going to say, I definitely would. I'm going to fix up some of this blue now that I've come up with my brilliant ideas here. Now, this is when it will start making you guys probably nervous when I start getting so flippin' anal. But yeah, I'm glad I can fix up some of the caca parts. Of course, every layer of ink you add makes it darker, so. Nice, nice, nice. Hi, Jasper. Yeah, my butt will just be thrown out in the lake. And that's good with me. I've been happier here. Well, I was never unhappy in my life, but I think I've been more content here than I've been anywhere I've ever lived. And I love my years in Boulder. But there's something about living next to the water in a rural community that really, there's just nothing better. Plus, I know everybody around the country thinks that Oklahoma is full of nothing but hillbillies. The truth is, the people down here are some of the best people around. I'm not kidding. In Colorado, I would have said, if I ever got in trouble and needed help, I don't know who I would call other than my family. Down here, it would be easier for me to tell you the people I couldn't call, I wouldn't call. These are just the best people. And if you want to call that hillbilly, you go, girl. But yeah, nicest people on earth. I've thought about buying land and selling trees to plant, bury. I don't think that's morbid at all, Jasper. I don't think it's morbid at all. But I think most people, when they think about it, death is such a scary. Oops, I just made a mark in that purple. That's fine. Fingerprint. My fingerprint's in it. I don't think it's morbid at all, frankly. I like the ink dots better than the pen dots, you guys. So, did I use a pen for that? I think I did. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just use the pen. No, I don't think it's morbid, and I don't think death necessarily has. Of course, it depends on what you believe, but death to me is not a morbid thing. It's just, yeah, it is what it is. And maybe the older you get, the more you come to terms with it. Maybe that's it. For sure, Jasper. If your town or whatever permits it, then I'd say you go, girl. But I think a lot of towns probably do have some sort of legislation about what you can do with the remains. I'm liking this. And you guys, this has taken me longer, I think, than it should have to take you to finish this. So Partly because I'm having to think more. And maybe it's because I'm kind of uncertain. I'm sure that's part of it. But I would definitely, if you're doing this, limit your color palette for sure. Another thing I might do different on the next one, I haven't varied the width of the colored stripes very much. Let's try real quick. I'm not sure I'm going to like it, but we're going to try it. But that's another thing I would consider is rather than keeping them all somewhat the same, try and vary the width. That's okay. I like that. I'm being very wise today. What the hell got into me, Flo? Did I take wise pills last night or something? Give it a go, Jen. See, you won't know until you try if it's something that you enjoy. Or I'm liking the end product so far. It's honestly better than I expected. So there's that. And nothing about it is hard. So there's no reason in the world that any one of you, if you're so inclined, couldn't do it. I really am slow as hell, aren't I? Indicative of my life. Yeah, you got time. I'm really glad I tried this today, though, boy. I went back and forth this morning going, you sure you want to do that? I don't know if you want to do that. Yeah, I'll do that. What the hell? What's the worst thing that can happen? You can embarrass yourself, humiliate yourself live on YouTube for the whole world to see. That I'm in. Count me in. All right. I am going to have to figure out a way to make dots. All right, got it. I'll just use my dot making tool. Why not? Where'd I, oh, there it is. I didn't say, where'd I lose it? I guess if I'm careful, I could make them as big as I want, right? What's today? Monday. I was just thinking maybe since it is such a beautiful day out, I'd say, hey, Robert, let's run down and eat out. I think the only restaurant I like to eat at around here is closed on Monday during the winter. Now you know why I don't go out very much to eat. Living in a resort area, everything's closed. Polka dots are always a good solution to anything. Hi, Shelly Studio. Thanks for dropping by. All right, now if you wanted to do something round like that, that's going to be really tricky. Just saying. Just saying. That looks like a UPC. Is it UPC? Hey, Carrie Ann. I'm not being slow. I'm very detailed. I think I'm slow. How's everything, Carrie Ann? Make more dominoes. Oh, like this one down here? Yeah, that's kind of an interesting one, isn't it? Okay. I'm just thinking. I've got plenty of paint right here in the middle. I should have left a little bit of more space there, but all right, I know where I'm going to put some purple to tie this all together. After I just said I've got enough paint in there. Watch me, I'm going to put more paint. Trying something new, Carrie Ann. I've never done this before. Patty Tully Paris sent me a link to an artist called The Oblivious Mind. And she does this abstract art like this. And I have to say, I was very intrigued and liked it very much. So I decided to do it right on stream. Plastic cap or TP tube. What? Hang on, hang on, hang on. Busy but good. Okay, cool. It would be a cool rug pattern, right, Kristen? All right. Since this one's so much bigger, a lot of you are fairly new around here. I think it was 2018, wasn't it, Carrie Ann? CB, Xandra, and I hopped on a plane and went to Australia because Osgrand Jen, which many of you probably don't know now because she's not been around for a while, came over to America and did a whole country tour and stopped and met many of us. And so CB, she stopped at Xander's house, Dee Dee's house. She went all over this country. Barb Owen's house, she came and stayed with Robert and I, went down and saw CB. So anyway, we all decided that we would go to Australia and see Jen in her country. And while we were there, we met Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann came up. I guess we were in Newcastle. Yeah, we were at Jen's house. That's right. We were at Newcastle. So Carrie Ann and her husband, Bill, came up and met us, and we went and played with kangaroos. So I'm always happy because they're in Australia. Their time difference is quite different than ours. But yeah, I'm always happy to see Carrie Ann because we've actually met. And y'all can think that I'm kind of crazy and batshit crazy about cleanliness. Carrie Ann's worse, just saying. How you like that, Carrie Ann? We had fun though. We had really fun meeting Carrie Ann, her husband. And everybody's lives have just gone on and changed. And yeah. No, the reason I know that about Carrie Ann, she was staying with some friends and she was a little hacked off that they weren't as clean as she was. I would have been worse. But Carrie Ann was pretty bad. I'm just saying. I hope you're laughing, Carrie Ann. You better be. Bye, Jasper. You taking off? Yeah, I'm not going to be here too much longer. I think you guys get the idea of what I'm doing. I'm really not certain what to do about that circle right there. I think I'm going to put some blue and pull some blue down, but I've got to stay away from that. Remember, it's big old blobs of wet ink. I'm impressed with myself that I have not put my hands in all the wet ink. That's one thing I'm really happy about. All right, let's get some blue in this circle. I do like that with this dropper, I can go around the arc of the circle. Clean as I was, the garbage dump would have been cleaner. We went and shopped for art supplies that day too. It was a fun day, and we ate at an Australian McDonald's, I think. Yeah, it was a good time. It was really a good time. Okay, I can always cover this with more ink. I think I'm going to try, just because I can. Oh, that's very thick. Okay, well, we're going to try it anyway. There's a little experiment for you. That's kind of fun. The white. Okay, I'm going to try some more of that. Kind of weird at this point, but you know what? Okay, now that I know that, okay, we're going to try. Since we did it there, we're going to do it down here. And that white was kind of thick. So I'm going to try and get two little dots. And it's about the same place on the drawing, which may or may not be a good thing. All righty there. Yeah, baby. Bill was that disgusted to this day. He's still not spoken to the. Are you kidding, Carrie Ann? That's crazy. Come back the other direction from the edge. I'm not following, Stacy. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like that. All right, now we're going to go this direction, maybe up in this circle. Let's do green. We haven't done green for a while. Oh, I'm glad I thought to try that. All right, we're going to try and do the edge. Excuse me. The blue and the white. The blue and the white. You mean this one? Get the lines going this way? Is that what you mean? Sorry. Or are you talking about doing it in this one? I'll obliterate the whole blue if I do it on that one. But I wouldn't mind having some lines going this way, but I don't want to do that to all the blue. Let's do it. We can. All right. I can hardly wait to get on Instagram and see you guys' version of this. And if you do, and I definitely will do this when I post this, be sure and give credit or at least tag the Oblivious Mind so she knows that we appreciate her contribution to the community. I'm not sure if this is what Stacy was talking about or not, but now it's done. So, but yeah, stripes going both ways is a good idea for real. I am definitely liking, I'm thinking about repeating that. Of course, I have some right there. So, oh, on the blue, what if I went the other way? You want to give it a try? What the hell? Nobody can fire us because we be the boss. No, I'll do it right on here. What do I care? Because if I didn't like this, ultimately what I could do is just go right over it. I think the biggest thing for me is going to be controlling the ink, you know, because I am kind of a control freak, but not anywhere near like Bossy Butt. Okay. Not great. But not horrible either, see? So, and since we're just learning anyway. Nope, but that works too. I goofed up, Stacy. I'm sorry. I guess I could have put another dot over there, but it's fine. Not going to worry about it. Okay. Thinking about, okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. Got to leave some white in there for some doodleage. That's very dangerous because I didn't know really where the ink was, but that's okay. It can be fine like that. Did I get your emails with your pics? No, Pixie. If you send me an email, you better tell me because I suck at email. I will only do email if you tell me that you've sent me something or when it's time to pay bills. I check my email once a month at bill time because I suck that way. I really suck that way. So there you go. I think I'm going to go ahead and do another checkerboard in here. Because that one's so heavy, I just feel like it's about time to do another one. And I probably will do another one down here just to kind of balance out the weight a little bit. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do in that band around there. I don't want to do it all black or all one color. So I'm still contemplating what I'm going to do with that. I like that. I think I just decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to break it up so it doesn't remain one piece. Because one thing in Zentangle that you can always do if you're just not sure is draw an aura. I think I will just aura the arc. But I'm glad I did this little experiment, and I haven't embarrassed myself too horribly, I don't think, except for the crap that came out of my mouth, probably. So I hope Dee Dee's back Wednesday, so I feel a little bit normal. And I hope she's having a great time with Samantha. A checkerboard never fails. Never. It's kind of nice to do something completely out of the norm like this because you can't go in with any expectations. So even though I knew my work would not be like hers. I mean, I went into this thinking I'm either going to screw it up so royally or I'm going to do something somewhat acceptable. But it's kind of fun to do something different so you can't have expectations. You just have to be okay with whatever happens. Are you talking about no, Pixie, I'll go check and see. Are you talking about dots in this? I think what I'll do, I'll draw the lines. And those are going to be fairly big circles unless I do multiple rows of them. You know what? If I use the ink pen, that ink is just sitting on top of that tape, and I'm about ready to smear it all over. All right. I'm not sure if this is what you meant or not, Terry, but I think it's an okay solution. All colors, polka dots. Oops, look at, it was dry enough that I didn't smush it all over. That was close call. I honestly, oh well, I'll just use the purple. Got quiet. When I start thinking about food, I go quiet, you guys. I haven't eaten since a muffin early this morning. So it's getting dinner time for me. You guys got quiet too, so I'm not feeling bad. Okay, I think I'm going to add some green. I'm obviously not going to finish this. I'm not sure I'm loving this though. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to fix that before we leave. I'm just not loving that. It looks icky and messy to me. By going over it, I'm obviously making it darker, and I'm A-okay with that. Because I got some really dark places. Okay. I'm quiet because you're eating supper. Good girl, Dorothy. I'm going to fix that blue. I'm just not loving it, you guys. Sorry. I'm going to fix that. Hopefully. Because I'm not loving it. I don't have much ink there, honestly. I'm definitely going to have to clean that dropper. No, there may not be any fixing that. You thinking what I'm going to make for your dinner? Well, whatever I'm making, now I got a lot of ink out there. Whatever I'm making, it's going to be easy, whatever it is. Because I don't want to spend a bunch of time. I'm not going to be able to cover that, you guys. So I'm just going to have to live with it. So that's the way it's going to stay. It looks cool? Okay. Jen's telling me it looks cool, so I'm going to go ahead and live with that. I don't hate it, mind you. I'm just not in love with it. So there's that. I'm wondering. Add some black to finish it, the whole circle. And since I've done the checkerboard in those other circles, I think I'm going to go ahead and include it in this one. And then probably that'll be enough of the checkerboard. We'll see how it feels as I get closer to done. And I'm about done here. Because my time's up. And I will finish this. Probably not today now because I'm going to kind of clean up my mess and make us something to eat. And then I think I'll have time tomorrow to work on it and get it done. I probably would clean up some of the things that I'm not crazy about. And there's not much. I'm really not unhappy with it at all. I'm really glad I tried this. And I hope you guys enjoyed it and will maybe try it if it's something you're inclined to do. There's something very appealing about it to me. But I could be just a weirdo too. You know what I mean? Looks like a window. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So, I think if I was going to do anything different, and of course, there's nothing that says I couldn't go in and draw in any of these, or add white polka dots or something, you know, like I did with the purple here and here. I could go in and embellish any of these. I'm not sure how the flare will work. I should care because normally acrylic is, you know what, I could put the blue on top of the green. Acrylic is going to ruin your felt tip pen. But the cool thing is flares are so damn cheap that you could throw it away and get a new one. Thanks, Barbara. Yeah, I'm about ready to call it a day. Beryl Shershewski has a food channel where she tries out food from around the world. Ooh, I like that. Can I say hi, Marguerite? All right, you guys. So I think I'm going to end it there. You get the idea of what the whole thing's about. I'm actually liking it a lot. You know, I think it's like, okay, for example, now let me see about this. Down here where the blue and the green touch, that is annoying to me. So I'm not sure. And since we're just playing and it's going in the scavenger hunt book anyway, this white pen is working awesome on this ink. And I am just anal enough that I will go in and clean up the things that are annoying me. Because that's just how goofy I am. There isn't much, frankly, though. I'm really I'm comfortable with it, even though it's got some issues. I'm okay with the issues. But I think it'll help if I go in and just clean up a little bit here and there. But I think, too, you know, you got to live and learn. So, yeah. And on here, you know, I probably would prefer that those were straighter, but I'll probably leave them, you know. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed this. I will definitely do this again. I don't know if I'll do it on stream, but I will definitely be creating more of these. And I think I'll use my Zentangle sample book for the doodling. I mean, I knew I was just going to do something simple today because y'all were here and it was a big old question mark anyway. But yeah, I'm not unhappy with this. Go do it, Terry. All right, you guys. I appreciate you spending your valuable time with me. Go out into the world if you absolutely have to and try and be kind. And I love you guys, and I'll see you hopefully Wednesday at Dee Dee's. And I'll try and take my own advice and not hurt anybody in the next few days. How about that? All right. Love you. Adios, amigos.